I'd like to ask you, I know that you have been learning English for some time, and I would like to ask you how did you learn the English that you speak now? And if you can tell us some tips, some things that you generally do and they work with you. So can you tell me?
Yes, of course. All right. Actually, I have three tips, different tips to start uh, English. Right. Actually, I started my English class, and I think that the first thing uh, you need to start your English class is you need to have a motivation. Right. My motivation 4 years ago was my job. I started to work a multinational company, and I
Mhm.
thought, oh, I needed to speak English because my directors, my managers speak English, and I needed to learn English as well. That's why, yeah, I started my English. So I need to have or I needed to have, yes, I need to have, sorry, I had I had a motivation to start my English class. Second, I think that it's really important to use what you learn. All right, I learned my first phrases in English. In the same time, I started to use my phrases, okay, that I learned. For example, good morning, hello, how are you? And I use it with a native speakers, for example, in my case. Or I found friends on internet to practice my English, to use the languages, the phrases I learned. I learned my first phrases and I started my first conversations. Okay, so that's the second tip. We need to use what we um learned, right, in the same time. Okay, in some real conversation. That's very important. And the third tip is um, I had my first trip. Okay, my first trip or travel
No,
trip,
my
correct?
first trip.
My first trip, yes. I think that that's very important, Karina, because when you have your trip, your first trip, another culture, other people, other language, different language, our language, right? Then our language, it's very important because when we have this contact with the other people, other culture, we will think different, right? So that's why it's very important. So I think that the first tip is we need to have a motivation. The second tip is we need to use what we learn, and the third tip is we need to have a trip, a good trip to have the contact with the other culture.
Okay, very good. Nice
Yeah,
tips. I think that they will be very useful for many people. And okay, have you ever had that bad moment that you thought about giving up? Like, oh, English is not for me and I don't want to learn this anymore.
of course.
Yeah.
Yes. My first weeks, I think I thought about that because when I started my English, I started with a private teacher, and my private teacher used the, I don't know, help me please, old exercises, old methods, right, to
Yes,
learn English.
traditional method.
Traditional, that's the correct word to say that. Traditional method to learn English. I don't like the traditional method. Actually, I had that traditional method for 3 months, only 3 months with that private teacher. And I'm so sorry if my first teacher is watching our video, but
Okay.
it's true. But I liked her. my a lot. So
Okay.
yes, that time I thought, oh my God, English is not for me. But actually, I thought the same 2 years after. It's correct to say that 2 years
Two
after?
years, 2 years after that, or 2 years later?
Yes, later. Yes. Actually, sometimes I think about that. English is not for me, but I think that is it's normal, right? Actually, we need to continue our learning, practice our English, our vocabulary, right? And I think that my big motivation is when uh, I can have a good conversation with someone that I will be fine. I will think, wow, I could still have a good conversation with someone. So that's good for me.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I think that probably all the students have this bad moment, right? Not only for English, but for things in general in our lives. That we start something that needs more time, like a longer time to be done, like English or languages. We need some time to
Mm,
study and time also to put the things in practice, because you see the things, but you also need to practice the things, the vocabulary, words, the grammar, tenses, all the things they need to be put in practice. So one day you have a good day and then you think, oh, yes, I had a good conversation, right? It's a
yeah,
process. It's not like mathematics that 2 + 2 = 4. We need this time. And I think that many students many or maybe all the students have this
maybe
moment,
all the students.
because I remember when I was a student, because I'm still a student, because I have been learning English every day. But when I had basic level of English, maybe pre-intermediate level, I remember that I wanted to give up many times too.
Yes. Mhm.
So I think that I didn't give up because of the three tips that you gave. I didn't know about them, but I think that these things are related. Like the main motivation that we have to do something. The second tip, to put the things in use, right? To put the
Yes.
things into practice. And the third one, to have contact with other people, like with
Other
native
culture.
speakers, other
Yes.
cultures, with native speakers, or maybe not native speakers, but other people that don't speak our language, right? So we need
Exactly.
to communicate in English. So I remember the first time I've been to London, and I was very afraid. And when I arrived there, I had bad moments passing through the customs, but finally I could enter the country, I could visit the country. And I remember that one day I was in a train going to somewhere, and I was thinking with myself, like thinking to myself, wondering, oh, wow, they are all people. Like they're normal people. They're not very different than us. They just
Yes.
speak another language. So the things changed for me. The things became more natural, you know?
Exactly. Hmm. Yes, I think that our problem today, or it's not our problem, but the most of problem, or the problem of the most people is why I need to learn English today. I don't have any motivation to start. Actually, if you think, maybe the most of people will think, I wanted to learn English because if I speak English, I will have a good job, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, but actually, English is much more. Can I say much more that to have a good to get a good job? I think,
Yeah, yeah.
right? When you speak English, you can have. good opportunities, different opportunities in other with the other things, not only a good job, but other things. For example, in my case, I like to speak English because I got, yes, it's correct to say I got many different people. Yes,
I met many
I
different
met.
people,
Yes,
or
I
I
met.
got to
Good.
know.
I got to know. Yes, that's the word. I got to know many different people. For example, like you, right?
Yeah,
We have we had our contact, right? Our first met because I speak English. That's good.
yeah,
So I think that it's an important thing. We need to have a good motivation to start our English, and I think English is ability, right? So we need to start our ability to improve our ability to have a good English tomorrow, for example. And
yeah,
that's why I don't help me with this word. That's why it doesn't matter, or it doesn't, I don't know, don't bother me when I read some comment on my channel about, hey Marcelo, your pronunciation is bad, or your
yeah,
vocabulary is bad. Yes,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. Actually, that's important thing to know because I need to practice more and I need to improve more my English. But
yeah.
it's okay if I'm not fluent today, if I'm not perfect, my English is not perfect today because I'm improving my ability, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with you. I saw some comments about this, and I really think, okay, pronunciation is important, so you can avoid misunderstandings, okay? But we
Yes.
all have our own accent. Even me, I'm an English teacher, but as a second language. I am not a native speaker, and I travel a lot. I visit many countries that they speak their native language is English, but I'm not there every day.
Mhm.
So I have my own pronunciation to my own accent. Of course, it's good to practice and try to get better every day. But if your pronunciation is not, how you are pronouncing is not causing misunderstandings, so that's okay. Let's keep moving, going forward, and focusing first on the communication and then trying to reach better goals and a little bit becoming a little bit better. But I think that unfortunately we will never be perfect because we are not native speakers, right? We're not
Yes,
English native
exactly.
speakers. That's it.
Actually, by the way, I think about that, or I thought about that when I wanted to improve my vocabulary uh, in until a moment when I will say, all right, I have enough vocabulary to talk with mm, any someone, right?
Anyone?
And yes, and my pronunciation it's okay. My grammar it's okay. Now I wanted to work with my accent because I
Yeah.
know it's very possible, right? It's possible to improve the accent, right? To change
Yeah.
the accent, right? So
Yeah.
I
I
like it.
I will tell you something. This is a secret, in fact, but I'll tell you. When I started teaching, I
Will not
had,
it will all right. It will not more secret
yeah,
anymore, right?
it will not be a secret anymore, of course, yes. But when I
Yes.
started teaching English, there was a woman, she used to be my coordinator, pedagogical coordinator. And I remember she asked me to go to her room because she had watched my classes, one of my classes, and she needed to give me a feedback. And then she said that I had a very bad pronunciation, that I had a very bad accent. Yes, I felt destroyed. I was 16 years old. I was just starting to teach, and I was just starting my career. And that was very bad for me, like at that moment. But it was also my motivation. Yes, because I had I could communicate, I could teach because I knew the grammar stuff, all the things about English. And I was studying. I have always been a hardworking student. I am a teacher, but as I told you before, I consider myself a student as well because I'm still learning. And then some years ago, I visited some countries, and I used to have a teacher here in my school, and he used to work here for me, and he was an American guy, and he told me, Karina, your pronunciation is brilliant. And then I said, what? Are you sure about it? And then he said, yes, I'm sure about it. And then I remember last year again, I've been to England. I've been there to study again. So I got 2 international certificates there. And my host family, my host mother and my host father, they also said the same, my host family last year. It's this is exactly what we were saying and what we were talking about. If you
Mhm.
have a motivation, you are going forward and you are going toward this motivation, your goal, and we can do it. So, the first goal that I have is communication. Okay, you reach this, and then, now I want to get better. So then you have another motivation and you keep going. So you
Exactly.
can stop learning English if you feel one day that this is enough for me, or you can keep learning it forever. I think that I will do it because I have such a passion for English. Yes, this is my life, right?
Yes, I think everything in all places we have people to say we will have people to say, "Hey, stop with that," right?
Yeah,
Because it's not good, or your English is not good. I am hearing, yes, I'm hearing about my English every day on my channel, for example. Okay, I'm hearing. Yeah, last day, I think, I don't know. It's not yesterday, but one day after, before yesterday.
the
What I
day
need to
before
say?
yesterday.
The day
Before yesterday.
before yesterday. Yes, I if I'm sure I made a live stream on YouTube and someone say, "Hey Marcelo, you need 3 times, okay, 3 times. You need to improve your pronunciation, please. You need to improve your pronunciation, please." Okay, I wrote, yes, I replied him. Okay, I replied him. All right, okay. I will improve my vocabulary. I will improve my pronunciation. But now I'm curious. I want to hear. I want to know your pronunciation. We can practice. We can talk together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because all right, all people will say, all right, it's not good. Okay, but it's ability, right? And we will improve our ability. And the word, okay, it's not a word, right? Words,
Word
but word,
or
yes, word. The
the
word is,
world.
yes, the word, yes,
The world.
the word, yes. I need to practice more this word, but the word is changing
Yeah.
more and more. So I don't know what is the word to say that, but it's almost global,
Yeah.
because the global something, I don't remember.
Globalization.
Yes,
Okay.
global
Globalization.
globalization. Yes, the world is changing more and more, because the globalization. We need to learn English. We need
Yes.
to learn English. It's very important. It's like I don't know, the second degree, our
Yeah,
school
yeah.
here.
It's like a graduation. It's like getting an university certificate.
Yes, it's very normal, and everyone need to learn English, because the globalization, because the world is changing. So that's
And
why I think
and
that is a good motivation.
yeah, this is a good motivation. And talking about this, I think this has relation with the words that I generally say that what is the most important thing about learning English? In my point of view, my point of view, in my opinion, is independence. Because you become
Yes,
independent. What do I mean with this? Maybe you're not independent, like talking about financial things. Okay, you depend on someone else. But if you have English, you are at least independent to talk to the world, right?
exactly. Hmm.
So,
Yes, yes, that's very important. You will feel, we will feel more free. Yes,
yeah, we will feel
free.
freer.
Okay, I mean free like a bird. Yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like a bird to
Yeah,
fly. Okay, to fly every place.
yeah, this is a nice comparison for
Yes.
sure.
So yes, why I like today English, because I have other different things to see, to create with English. It's not, today is not my job anymore because I'm not working in that multinational company, for example. Right? But
Okay.
uh, fortunately, I am so excited to improve my English because English is not to have a good job. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not it. It's
It's
not
not
only.
only for this, right? It's
It's not
for
only
many
for
things.
this.
Yeah.
Exactly. Much more things, different things.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for this great
Welcome.
conversation. I really enjoy it.
Yes, me too. So, or so do I, right? So do I is like
So
me
do
too.
I, or me too. So do I. Thank you. See you next time, Marcelo. Bye
See you,
bye.
Karina. Bye bye.